Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WTF Hate Crew. And boy, do we have some juicy information. I tell you what, I absolutely live for days like this. I actually do. It's the best. What do you think, Alo? I mean, I had to rub three out before the show started.
I'm
I was
still robbing, man. I'm still robbing as we speak.
I had to. I was just going, oh man. So I hope, whoop 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 whoop. I hope you're listening to this, buddy, because you're a piece of garbage. Whoop whoop. All right, guys, hold on a minute. I got to go sit down at my executive desk. Hold on. I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah,
Just one of
yeah.
these days, right?
Oh no, it's the most perfect. Okay, hold
I
on
want
a
to
minute.
say hi to
Go ahead.
everyone who showed up, tuned in right now. Always good to see you in the chat. Tux, Luna, Bobsy, all the other guys, Havoc Tinner, um, Noah Black Wolf, Bofadis Nuts, uh, Josh
Oh shit.
Suarez, John Johnson, and so on and so forth, and everybody that I just forgot to mention. Always good to see these guys in the chat, and we're already at around 30 people listening. Welcome.
Yes, welcome, guys. Okay, we yesterday got some really good information um, from a very reliable source. As you know, everybody knows Alu Manati. He's a very good video streamer, YouTube. I mean, he's almost as well. I'll say Pai Pai and him are good, but we got some good information, and I'm gonna basically read his letter, and then I'm gonna break down everything he said in this letter so that people that are non-military will understand. Okay, so bear with me. I'm gonna read this, and then I'll go back and break it down. Okay. 5 hours ago, hey Alo, I dropped this comment over the latest WTF live stream, but YouTube is acting up. So I'm pretty sure the following comment got posted there, but I wanted to make sure you got a first-hand copy. Read enjoy. Old whoop whoop was quite the hero. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Here's a little info for you on that little whoop whoop. I was right a while back when I figured him to possibly be a disabled vet. He just showed his DD form 2765 ID, which is only given out to 100% disabled vets. I did mention that ID card before as being one way he could get on a U.S. military installation. Anyway, he tried to pass that off as him having a military retirement ID. What a moron. It does get better though. Now, I was in the Signal Corps, but knew many in the infantry who said they could make rank faster there. That's 100% correct. That's a well-known fact. It was a problem. It was and probably still is a valid point given the nature of 11 Bravo MOS. I'm all in for that consideration being given to good soldiers in a hard job. However, whoop whoop, Ragbag didn't stop to think what his DD-214 would reveal about what kind of a soldier he truly is. He served just under 6 years and 7 months from May 1985 to March of 1992 and didn't get any higher than an E4. He never got any individual awards at all, no good conduct medal, no, as good as GCM, everybody knows that, and no AAM or no ARCOM, no nothing, just a couple of service ribbons that everybody gets. He had to be a real fuck up to not even get one GCM over a period where he should have earned two. There's more excitement. I hope you still remember this term because it applies to whoop whoop. That asshat was chaptered out. He got a Chapter 4 discharge. And in case you didn't remember, a Chapter 4 is a discharge in lieu of a trial by court-martial. So they gave him an honorable discharge, one of many options under Chapter 4. Rather than giving him punishment under the UCMJ and convening a court-martial panel, this also explains why his dates of service do not reflect the standard string of 2 4-year enlistments. Now, I can say that is correct because in infantry, 11 Bravos, whatever, there's always a standard of 4 years, and then you re-up, and then you decide to go for another 4 or whatever the situation may be. This also explains why his dates of service don't reflect a standard of 4-year enlistments. Can you believe this idiot was trying to brag about this? For crying out loud, they kicked his ass out of the Army. His re-entry or re-enlistment code of RE3C is just one more way the Army said to him, "Get your ass out of here, we don't want you back," also known as ineligible for re-enlistment. There's one other thing about this service obligation back then. Like everyone at that time, we were obligated to 6 years of service, 4 years active and 2 years of inactive reserve would have done it. Re-enlisting for another 4 on top of your first enlistment would have been more than covered the 6-year obligation. Anyways, any way you cut it, he was on the hook for 6 years and just went a little bit further than that. That probably explains why a separation code of JBK is also listed on his DD-214. In this case, the JBK, no doubt, quoting the book, involuntary discharge at the end of an obligated service. Okay, as we continue. There's only one little thing about his service obligation back then. Like everyone at the time were obligated to 6 years of service, 4 years of IR would have done it. Resisting the other 4 on top of your 4-year enlistment would have been more to cover this obligation. I guess you repeat it. Anyway, you cut it. This is his 6 years just went a little bit further than that. To sum it all up, the U.S. Army was kind enough to list his discharge as honorable, but they sure as hell didn't have to do that. Everything else on his DD-214 shows that he was a complete failure in the Army. You have to have it. There you have it. Please feel free to share and even read this comment in full in the subject of whoop whoop, the fake warrior, on the next live stream if the issue comes up. Okay, so I'm going to break down right here. Give me a second. All right, I got this live. Okay, I contacted a person in JAG. It's a really good friend of mine at Fort Bragg. And I did it before 5 p.m. American time. And we broke all this information down and he confirmed it. For anyone in the audience that does not know, I'm going to break down these particular medals. A AAM in the Army is a Army Achievement Medal, which was established by the Secretary Army back in April 10th of 1981. The criteria to get this is granted to personnel for outstanding achievement, meritorious service, not of nature that merits the Commendation Medal. The AAM is commonly only given to enlisted service members that are below pay grade E7. Okay, so we'll get to the AAM, the U.S. Army. Okay, now we're going to AIRCOM, or what I call it, AIRCOM, ARCOM. I used to love that. Anyways, the Army Commendation Medal, ARCOM, is a mid-level award that's granted for consistent acts of heroism or meritorious service. Okay, now here we go. The ARCOM is awarded to any member of the armed forces of the United States and distinguishes himself or herself by heroism, meritorious achievement, or meritorious service. Okay, last one is the Good Conduct Medal, United States. And this one goes for all branches of the service, basically. Everyone established, it was established during World War II. The Good Conduct Medal is given to soldiers, Marines, sailors, and airmen enlisted that who have behaved, the key word, that have behaved themselves appropriately and have not had any judicial punishment, court-martials, or other offenses. Right there, this is why Whoop Whoop doesn't have this medal. It's an automatic given that you're going to get a Good Conduct Medal if your term of service is over 3 years. So to break all of this down, basically, whoop whoop, you are stolen valor. You're fake. The stuff that you showed live is just a way to boost whatever you got in that head of yours. I'm at this point, I don't care what your reason is for doing it. Okay? Once you go into the stolen valor category, you're considered way above Thai to me, or a piece of shit. That is like all these men and women that are busting their ass overseas, working hard, that have earned themselves. You're sitting there live trying to be one of these fuckers, and I don't know why you're trying to make your dick look bigger than how small it is. I absolutely hate people that do this, and it's only obvious that this information is incorrect by the way you're conducting yourself on a daily basis. You're a complete, I don't know the word to use, Aloe. It's insulting to even know that you are sitting there walking around Southeast Asia, Thailand, Philippines, all of it. You're walking around with this fake valor on your shoulders. This information is public. There's nothing you can do about it. We fucking exposed you. And that's it. Well, that's right. John Johnson, right. Good conduct medals are given to those who are not caught. So apparently this idiot didn't know how to do it in complete hidden. I mean, I'm not going to say what I did because that's a part of mine, but I can tell you got to really be a dumb motherfucker to not even get a GCM. I mean, that's just plain and simple. So I hope you're watching this while eating your extravagant coffees or whatever you do from Starbucks, making yourself look like this 5-star. Motherfucker, you don't do shit. Around the 15th of every month, you're always broke. And you can't even, you say, oh, well, I don't have any girls now. You're making it look like your ass is broke by that time of the month. And you say you're getting 350,000 pesos a month? I just don't understand that. I just don't. Sorry, Popeye, I see you in the. Uh, you can talk, hello, if you want a little bit. It's fine. I'm just getting
Yep. Yeah.
Popeye. I'm
There's
getting.
there's a lot. This is a lot of information to take in. First of all, but I would like to tell the audience, as a guy, as a civilian, as a non-military guy, first when I read these comments and when WTF and others explained it to me, um, you know, it can be a little bit confusing. I admit that, but
Yes.
what I this is what I want you guys to understand. Illuminati, the source of this information,
Hmm.
is ex-military, a very reliable source, somebody who doesn't embellish anything and who doesn't uh, create drama for drama's sake. So he doesn't lie. He's a decent guy and a very reliable source. We took this information, WTF did, and I know of others, military guys, who send it out to other military guys. They looked at the info, at the screenshots, listened to the sound bites, and I have seen these emails that
Hmm.
WTF has been mentioning uh, earlier, and I read through it, and the conclusion is that what WTF just said and what Alu Manotti wrote is absolutely uh, reliable, true. It's the facts. It's facts based. So what I need you to understand is that we are not here to discredit somebody. This is not some sort of a smear campaign or something like that. This is
Hmm.
facts based. And you guys can double check everything that's going to be discussed here on this live stream. Now, the conclusion out of this for a guy like me, a civilian who doesn't really know about all these terms and technical terms and military terms, is this: look at the people who associate with Mr. Whoop, look at the place he is staying right now, and look at the information that's readily available out there, and you will come to the conclusion that his conduct online, drinking, being drunk, walking alone in dark streets somewhere in Manila is something that is not what you can call a five-star lifestyle. And if you look at the people he associates with, that is a guy with the name Ben Newton and the other guy, Bama. So what do these guys have in common? A lot. But five-star lifestyle is surely not one of the things that they have in common. I found it funny that this guy on his last live stream was insulting each and every one of you, accusing you guys of being dishonorably discharged. You guys didn't even make it to graduation day or whatever that's called through training. He was referring to all of you. Basically, you are going to burn. He made a lot of defamatory comments, defamation throughout the whole live stream, threats, and so on and so forth. Today, we are going to reply to all these allegations and we're going to clarify the situation. So now we get Popeye on here. This was not planned, but I'm very curious about what he is going to tell us. That's just my take on the statement that you just came out with, WTF, and Alu Manotti's statement.
Yes, sir.
All right. First and foremost, I want to thank Alu. I can't even pronounce your last name, bro.
Manati.
Manati. I want to thank you very much because, like, I saw that live stream this morning,
Yes, sir.
and when he flashed the DAV card, I started laughing. When
Yep.
he flashed the DD214 copy of the DD214, that's when my eyes popped.
Yep.
And I started to download. And I says, well, I'll wait till tomorrow morning. I'll call my bros over at MacDill Air Force Base. And, because Air Force used to be part of the Army.
Yes, they split
Used
up.
to be Army Air Corps. 1947, they split Air Force Army, right?
That's correct.
And simple as that. And everything you just read to me. Now, at the bottom of a DD214 on the right-hand side
Reenlistment code.
is a RE code.
Or RE code, yeah.
And you just read off that RE code to me.
Right? Yes, sir.
And that RE code speaks volumes, okay? Mm-hmm. That RE code, many things fall under that RE code. Number one, malcontent. Number two, too many NJPs or Article 15s. In the United States Navy, it's called Captain's Mast. Okay? So I started fucking laughing. And also, what encompasses under that RE code is Section 8. And Section 8 means you got a few nuts and bolts loose in the brain housing group. Right? Now, I said last night on this very live stream that I said this guy was mentally ill. Did I not?
Yes, sir. You did.
So was my assessment correct?
Yep.
Fucking A, it was, right?
Your assessment, hang on a second, your assessment is correct, your conclusion was not.
And, I'm sorry, the guy's mentally ill. And when you look at him, he's not physically disabled.
No.
He can walk. He doesn't have a hump on his back like a hobgoblin that I know. And this harkens back, okay? Let's see, Aloe was saying, oh, did you smell that? I smelt a little bit of R in the air, right? Remember Aloe said that last night?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I just put my nose in the air and I said, I smell a little JW in the air.
Yeah.
You know?
I knew you were going to say that.
Right? Now, look. The guy is what he is. Okay? And I'm not going to insult him. I mean, even though he promised to put me in jail today, I was so distraught for hours. I had to run down to the corner store and get a yoo-hoo and a ding-dong to comfort myself, But look, it is what it is. These guys who accuse you of something, it's only what they've done. Okay, it's called projecting. Okay, and the classic narcissist will do so.
You're correct.
Plain and period. All right. So, in my final conclusion, the guy is worth nothing to me. I mean, I can't make fun of that. I mean, and it is what it is. I mean, he had a rough go. He couldn't handle it, you
Hmm.
know, and and under that RE8 code, he's probably under medication on top of it. Because when he started talking about how he goes to the VA and gets the pills,
Hmm.
okay, so the guy is probably taking lithium for bipolar or Ritalin for ADHD. Okay.
By the way, since I just have to interrupt you there for a second, since you brought the pills up, I have
Hmm.
information from Fazio, who told me that when both of them were brought to the hospital, that Mr. Whoop asked the policeman, and I quote, "Can you wait a second? I need to get my pills." I was talking about this issue, I think, yesterday with Michael Fazio, and I
Mhm.
asked him, "Did you see what kind of pills?" Michael told me he did not see what kind of pills, but he told me he heard Mr. Whoop approaching the police guy because they were escorted out of the hospital, and then Mr. Whoop forgot his pills. They were somewhere, and he said, "I forgot my pills. I need to have my medicine." That's just an information that I wanted to add into this.
So,
Please go ahead.
so you look at that and you have to say, if he has to have his pills, are you in pain? No. You have inflammation in your body? No. Oh, so those pills got to be for the brain housing group, okay? Because the clutch is fucking slipping. All right, and that's just fact, not fiction. All right, and you know, wow. I mean, it's always the ones that brag
Hmm.
that are high and mighty. So I wanted to come on and let you guys.
Yeah.
I felt obligated to come on and confirm
You're welcome
everything
anytime.
you guys are saying. All right,
Yeah.
and you know, so basically, in the end, it's going to end tragically for this guy because if you're drinking and you got that type of medication,
Hmm.
that's a big fucking no-no. All right, that's where you get into fucking trouble. That's where you slap old Jewish guys. Um, you get bug-eyed. You come on and threaten everybody and make stories up about them. So you know what can you do with a guy like that? I mean, you guys are good at what you do, but I have one question. How are you going to phase him, Aloe?
How are we going to face him? You mean?
No, phase him. Make him realize. I mean, you guys are good at what I'm saying is you guys are good
I
at
don't
what
think.
you
I
do.
don't think that. I don't think we will get to that point.
Yeah.
I asked myself yesterday, what's the end game? What's our end game? What's his end game? And I
Exactly.
asked
That's
myself following questions. One,
yeah.
why is he even talking about us? Because I just realized this a month ago, probably 5 weeks ago, there was no fucking WTF live streams. There was no Out of the Winter blogs anymore. And there were no Popeye shorts. And nobody talked about nothing.
Hmm.
And then this guy appears. So I want to tell to the other guys on the other side, don't come here and tell us that we started this, A, and B, don't tell us we are just harassing a good guy on the internet because that's how we are, because that's far from the truth. Always keep in mind that this dude that you guys idolize, admire, started this. And he still has an option to make this all go away. But when you come online, you get drunk on the fucking live stream, insult each and every one of us, threaten us, insult us, and then you cry foul when we take a little bit, let's say, closer look at your documents. and your background? Because let me tell you this. There are a lot of parallels between him and another scumbag who happens to come from Australia. This is a guy who chose to rather get drunk and be with bar girls than going home and looking after his sick father. And it's quite telling because that says a lot about the character of that person. We have a very similar situation with Mr. Whoop, who mentioned on one of his last live streams that his brother is suffering from cancer. If a family member, ask yourself that question. If a family member of yours suffered from cancer, what would you do? Are you in the group of the people who says, I'm going to reach out to my brother? Maybe I can help you out to fix some things around the house. Maybe I can drive the kids to school. Maybe I can give your wife a helping hand with some
I
household
don't know
chores,
about you, but I'm
whatever.
going home.
I belong to
Exactly.
that group. I belong to that group. See, ladies and gentlemen, there's a difference between us and them. We are not the same. That group chose to be overseas somewhere, to get drunk, to get laid, brag about it. They look at this as enjoying life, friends and fun only. These are the kind of fucking scumbags that you idolize and support. If you think that we are going to back down just because you piece of shit edit a few things and make cyber libel accusations that are totally baseless, you better think twice. You started this, you came to us, you threatened us, you committed defamation in every fucking form there is. So don't come here and cry foul and think that you are some sort of a big shot and that we have to bow down to you and your fucking misguided philosophies. This is a guy who did not only lie about his military records, this is the same guy who is absolutely fucking delusional. And I give you a short, small example. The Clintons, Bill and Hillary Clinton, okay? Love them or hate them. Around here, most people fucking hate them. I get that. No problem with that. Not going to get into American politics here. But this is a guy who claimed, and he meant that. He said, while he was fucking raging, he said that his YouTube channel has been taken down by the US government. And the reason why they did so is because he single-handedly took down the Clintons. And there was no fucking sarcasm there. He was not
He
joking.
said that
He
shit?
fucking
Yeah.
meant that, ladies and gentlemen. So all you need to know is, or if you still ask yourself, does he have a point? Is he credible? This is the guy who talks about rape whistles, talks about his YouTube channel has been taken down by the YouTube, no, not by YouTube, by the US government. This is a guy who tells you that CNN and BBC and other news outlets around the world are watching him. That's the epitome of fucking delusional. This is as crazy as it gets. And again, no sarcasm, no joking, no fun making. He meant it. He single-handedly took down the Clintons.
Yep.
And when I say took down the Clintons, I'm talking about Mr. Whoop. And it's not like when an American soldier says, we took down Saddam Hussein or we went after Gaddafi, because he means collectively, referring to the American military. No, this dude meant that he himself is doing this. So talk about delusions of grandeur.
Okay, you know, you summed that up pretty good, Al. And I have
Yeah.
to say, I got you all a new nickname for this guy. Okay,
Okay.
when you come on board and you turn around, you're a dick to everybody. And when you get called out on it, and then you fucking cry and lament, right? You're a dictum. You're a dick who's a victim. Dictum. Just call them dictum, right? That's it. You know? And so now that I know all that information, I want to thank you. Alu, thank you. Whiskey, thank you. Aloe, thank you. And one last bit of information I do have for you
Mhm.
is they're trying very hard to take my channel down.
Mm.
I received an email today that my Popeye One short is only for 18 or over, and so you got to be logged in and in order to view my short.
This
So
means Bama's girlfriend, Ricky's girlfriend, and Frank's girlfriends can't watch your channel. Is that what you're saying?
correct. I mean, they only screw themselves. Right?
Yeah.
And another thing that happened was, you remember I made the chicken video showdown at Bogart's?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that fucker was only up a week and it got 1,700 views, and people laughed their asses off, and it got a copyright strike. So when I brought my channel back, I challenged the copyright, and the copyright come back saying that the third party, okay, not actually the people that own the music, has released it. So I'm waiting for it to cycle, and you guys are going to get to watch that again.
Oh yeah.
All right. So basically, I walk up to the line on my channel when I do a Popeye short, right up to the fucking line. And they also reported my card on the video. You know, it shows two flies fucking each other.
Mm-hmm.
They were pissed about that, but YouTube said I did not violate any content. You know, bugs and animals copulating is allowed. You know, so I'm really laughing at these guys. They're trying hard. And if you go to, let's see, the Hobgoblin's channel right now, he put up a very old video that somebody gave him, and he thinks
Mm-hmm.
it's you, WTF. I just
Yeah,
got
I know.
the notification. I laughed my ass off.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. You know, and it's good that you brought that up. I'm going to clarify that really quick. That was done on Gogo Bobo's show many years ago. That's been debunked. That guy was from New York, and he was trying to get on the panel at the same time I was. He didn't realize that his cam was on. He quickly shut it off, and Gogo Bobo kicked him off. And then she or he, whatever that is, put me on. And forever, these people think it's me. I mean, you got Frank over there, and I want to clarify the one nut that's over there that is in a chat speaking to Luna, stating, now hear this. Luna asks, "Are you sure it's him?" And he goes, "Yes. We need to do a voice comparison." And he goes, and quote unquote, this is Frank, the voice matches the person, the face. So I guess now Frank is an expert in forensics and is, I mean, I don't think there's anybody out there that can just look at a voice, or I'm sorry, hear a voice and just put it to a face. A complete moron. And I know what they're doing, and it cracks me up. I laugh at it. I'm not like I was before. I let shit roll off of me. And it's actually cool because you guys have got so much shit in the air of, oh, is this him and this him? And it's blowing your minds. And that's okay. Frank, that's all you got going for you. Bama, that's all you got going for you. Have at it. That's all I got to say on that. There you go, Popeye. Well,
But yeah, again, I want to thank you guys. I'm glad I could help you out a little bit tonight.
yes.
And I also want to thank you both for letting me use this platform.
You're more than welcome.
It would be unbecoming of a non-commissioned officer to not show proper gratitude. But anyway, gentlemen, have a good night. It's past my fucking bedtime. I'm dramming out.
We'll see you. We'll see you again on here.
And for
See you
all
around.
the fuck, yep, and for all the fuckwits in the chat, man, pick the corn out of my fucking shit and eat it.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Another person who has served in the U.S. military, in this case in the Navy. That's a well-known fact in the community. Love him or hate him. Popeye gave us his view of the situation, and it just adds to what I said earlier. The Illuminati comment is absolutely credible and based on facts. The question now is, what else did Mr. Whoop lie about? And what's his end game? Because when it comes to our end game, I honestly can't tell you what our end game is or what my end game is. I just want to let you know that I really enjoy being on these live streams together with WTF here and the other guys who jump on the show from on this show and other shows from time to time. I think that's the number one motivation for me. I'm not so sure what these other people would answer if we would ask them, so what's the end game? Because they just don't really look as if they are having fun with this. I mean, being entangled overseas, in this case in the Philippines, in a legal case, I don't think that's anyone's definition of having fun and living a 5-star lifestyle. What do you think about that, WT?
That you're 100% correct. I mean, from what the person told me at JAG, and I don't care what he does, that's public information, but the guy did say he would not break down any personal Article 15s or anything that he had read, whether or not they were field grade or not. He wouldn't break it down, but he did confirm the information that I had already supplied him. And he said that the guy is, one word, is a Looney Tune. That's what he said. And that right there spoke volumes. That's it.
Yeah. Mr. Tox summed it up quite well. He said that the Whoop man doesn't have an end game or a goal. He's a loose cannon with no target. And I believe that's all you need to know about him. I don't think that there's any more substance to it. If you listen to his live streams, he is very repetitious. This is why when I skip through his live streams and people come to me and say, hey, tune in, he's talking about you guys. I usually listen like 10, 15 minutes and then I skip through it. And throughout the live stream, he would always keep coming back to certain topics. And obviously, right now, the biggest topic is private WTF and private Stinky and Aloe the Clown or the Crime Master or Puppet Master, whatever he calls it. So there you go, as far as not giving us any oxygen is concerned and talking about being irrelevant. Well, you just might want to stop talk about us, Mr. Whoop, and then prove, at least to your subs and viewers and fans, that you really think we are irrelevant. But I think that you are listening to this right now, probably copying it and trying to F with us,
Hmm.
making it look like as if we are harassing you. Well, just keep in mind, we are copying your shit too. I don't do that myself, but our guys, group of people, they do that all the time. Or where do
That's
you
good.
think do all these videos on Alumanotti's channel come from? With the info, with your sound bites, with your vlogs, whatever you want to call that. Where do you think does all that stuff come from? So rest assured that if you accuse us of something, we can accuse you of that too. The very same shit you think you have been a victim of, you have pulled that over and over again, and you're probably going to do it tonight, tomorrow, and next week and next month over and over again. You are the one who accused several vets of being dishonorably discharged dozens of times. So don't cry foul when people talk about your military record as well, because you have put your documents out there, and therefore you invite people to comment on it, to have an opinion on it. You put yourself out there. So don't cry foul. My suggestion to you is stop lying about us, and we will stop telling the truth about you. It is just that simple, Mr. Whoop.
Hmm. Well said. So, anyways, sorry about that. Dang internet. There's another topic. I don't know. Remember what we were talking about behind the scenes? How's your mood on that? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Please go ahead, because we were talking about a lot of things. We can
Uh,
tackle each and every one of these topics.
but I'm talking about that video that these guys think they're running with, and they've got all this information on my face and my everything.
Yeah. Let me just tell you this. I think, because I have been speaking with WTF a couple of times now. We email, we talk on Streamyard,
Right.
especially when we prepare these live streams here, usually 10-15 minutes before we go live. And I think it's first of all, to start with, I think it's absurd to claim that the guy that you saw with the open cam, that is you. I think that's wishful thinking, just as
Mhm.
wishful as when they came up with that raw facts Indian guy and thought that
Mhm.
that's the watch Alo is wearing, so it must be him. I mean, that's just fucking absurd. It just shows how desperate there are. But I believe that goes hand in hand with what Popeye just told us on this live stream earlier. He
Mhm.
mentioned that people are trying to put down his channel. That's what's going to
Mhm.
happen. It comes with the territory. People will claim all kinds of shit. I heard names. I also saw that other clip of a certain whiskey tango foxtrot where he was like a dude in his, I I would say, mid 50s, short dark hair, together with what seemed to be a ladyboy somewhere on
Exactly.
an island on a beach. And I think that the agenda here, of course, is very clear. They try to discredit you. They try to pressure you. They try to make you go away. They try to scare and intimidate you. And that reminds me actually of what Jerry Kodanian said a few weeks ago when he had that encounter with you on Big Kev's show, where he said, "I know your fucking landlord. I'm going to dox you. I know your fucking landlord." And point here is what do you expect will happen? Because you look really stupid out there if you cannot come out with real information. If you claim this is WTF, that is WTF, that's just fucking lame, because that's old news. It's really not him. of course, you guys won't believe me because you think, okay, Alo is his new buddy, is his co-host now. Of course, Alo
Mm-hmm.
is going to lie about that, but that's just not the truth. It's not WTF, not the guy on the beach, and also not the guy on uh, on that last video you saw with Frank. Let's talk a little bit about Frank. This morning, I received
Mm-hmm.
another message from a guy who was actually the main driving force behind the anti Bama campaign. Let's put it that way. The reason why Bama is in trouble is not because Frank wants or Frank is behind all of this, as if he is the only guy who is doing something. That's absolutely not true. Frank's contribution as far as Bama is concerned is very, very little. Of course, he wants you to believe that he is some sort of a mover and shaker, big shot guy in the background who can get things done. That is far from the truth because you guys remember how he tried to fuck with Dave Phelps and others to no avail, no result. Nothing good came from it. It's just all talk because you can just go to any police station, NBI station, police blotter, filing of reports and whatever you send out there. Of course, people will send you a confirmation letter that they received your email or your report. What is important is not that you report it. What is important is what happens to that email, to that report. Will there be any legal action coming from that? Will there be any other action coming from these reports? I don't think so. So Frank tries to make it look like as if he is in control of the situation. That is just simply not true. He's jumping on the bandwagon. Dimples and Dimples alone is the reason why Bama is in trouble. And Dave, not Dave Phelps, but Dave Litz, since he came out with that info himself already, it's has always been an open secret in the community and something that I always avoided to talk about because I never really um, asked Dave Litz if I could talk about this on any live stream. But now that I know that he came out with the info himself, even showed his letters around, it is an open secret that it is Dave Litz who is doing the heavy lifting when it comes to Bama. So for the guys who believe that Frank is behind this, no, that's not the truth.
Mm-hmm. I want to not kind of sidetrack, but DNC did bring up a funny comment. I'm glad that wasn't you wearing those glasses. Well, I do remember back then wearing those. We used to call them birth control glasses. I don't know if the Navy calls them that or the Marines. Well, we called them birth control glasses because basically it meant you weren't getting laid, wearing those big bulky things. I think I recall we could pick brown or black, but the case being said, no, that isn't me. But I am flattered. And you know what, Frank? You're a fucking idiot. Like, you prove it every day. Okay. You spill that bullshit. You claim to be an expert on weight and, oh, I'm 400 pounds. And really? 400 pounds in the Philippines? Okay. Okay. Whatever you say, Frank. Your word is about as meaningful as a fucking piece of thigh on the ground. I mean, it just amazes me the shit you come up with. When you don't get your way, you have that little tantrum that you do, and you immediately go live, and you think that it's going to bother us. And I also will put a note out there to all you fuckers in YouTube land. You fuck with one, you fuck with all of us. And that's it.
I think somebody is feeding him that info because Frank doesn't have an archive on, with these videos. He probably doesn't know how to download videos, and he doesn't really have those videos. It's somebody who is feeding him this info. And I know that because I often feed Frank info too, not regarding to you, but other stuff like this guy wants to marry you and shit like that. Often fake shit to mislead him just for fun. But it's obvious that somebody is trying to recruit him because they can't do it themselves. Because as you must have noticed already, WTF,
Yeah.
some people just don't really like what we are doing here on YouTube. So, and that number of people is growing, by the way, because what you just heard earlier, people will start report our stuff and they will try to put strikes on our shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as we speak, I believe that uh, there will be people out there who will come out with some sort of claim that they found you, and then they will
Hmm.
say stuff like you were indeed dishonorably discharged from the military, or you never really served, or you were just a
Hmm.
cook
Hmm.
in the Air Force or whatever, or you never saw combat. The usual shit. It just
Hmm.
comes with the territory, and then they recycle that over and over again, and then
Hmm.
that it's really part of the game here, and expect that, and
Um,
expect that a lot of these guys whose feelings got hurt will be trying to contribute in any form they can because they hold a grudge. That's just how things are in this community. But I think you are more than prepared for that, and I think you
oh yeah.
embrace it. That's the thing
Actually,
thing I
yeah.
like
I
about you.
yeah. You know what? I actually am looking forward to people doing that. It doesn't bother me one bit. Anybody out there in YouTube land, Jerry the Fairy, you fucking faggot. Any of you guys that want to try to dox me, go for it. I look forward to it.
That's
Even
one
if
of
you
the
did,
guys.
yeah,
That's one of
Jerry
the
the
guys.
Fairy.
Popped up. Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Well, Jerry the Fairy is Mr. Armenian expert, the fucking terrorist. They couldn't handle it in America, and he fucking goes to the Philippines and thinks he's a fucking uh, 411 information for fucking everybody to fucking view. And actually, I puke when I see that shit and just laughs. I wonder how tall is that guy? He looks short, fucking
Who?
short. Uh,
Kudanian?
Jerry the fairy looks short.
Is not that tall actually. I saw a
Yeah.
video of him where he was somewhere in Chicago, and I noticed, and I actually talked about this with him. I noticed he wobbles a bit. When he walks, it's not straight. It's like wobbling. And I asked him what's up with that, and he just laughed it off and said it's nothing. It's nothing. Just the way how I walk. And then I noticed again when he was showing his the pickup truck, and he
Hmm.
he he walked around. He walked around. He walked around the car, and it was like wobbling a little bit. It's a little bit like the penguin. But I'm
Hmm.
not 100% sure about that. But I find it cute. I actually find Jerry quite cute.
Oh, you like him, huh? So you want to bend him over or what?
I would love to piss in his mouth to start with, and then
Oh,
slap him.
I should have. A gold? You want to give him a golden shower? Damn.
I would just
Uh,
like to use his mouth as a fucking toilet. That's what I would like. Because this is
uh,
this is this is the thing. Um,
mm,
a lot of guys act very tough on the internet,
mhm,
and people might say, "Okay, Alo, you're exactly like that too." But the thing is this: if you beat up a guy, all these wounds, all the bruises, they heal. Okay, not
mhm.
not the big deal. But if you fuck a guy in the mouth, that's not something you come back from. It you will carry that all your life, I guess. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about. I'm not speaking out of experience here. I
Mhm.
just would enjoy fucking a guy like him in the mouth because there is really no coming back from that. He would probably shut down his channel and stop going to his dive spots and just
Yeah.
stay in his room and try to
Well, yeah.
digest what happened to him. Because
I was gonna
pissing
say
in a
try.
guy's pissing in a guy's mouth and then fingering him, that just does something to you. And I would love to do that to Jerry K. I've always been very, how should I say, transparent about that. And he knows it. He knows it.
Oh man. Okay, so Mexican MJ, Mexican Jew said Frankenbomber or abortions that got away, they crawl very fast. You know, those instances of those two guys are perfect examples of why their mom should have swallowed. That's it. You know.
I think that they might have been born coming out of the asshole instead of the vagina, given the shape of their mouth and face. You know, do you guys by the do you guys by the way, do you guys know when I say Mo, the guy in Simpsons who runs the Moe's Tavern, most people know that guy. So what I want you to do is Google Moe's Tavern Simpson, and then open another window and then Google Garry Kasparov. Garry Kasparov, the former Russian, I believe Russian chess world champion. And then take a closer look at these two guys and then put Jerry K's picture next to it. And if you do not see the fucking resemblance, you should head out and get yourself some glasses because it's so fucking obvious and it's hilarious. Mo Tavern Simpson, Garry Kasparov, Russian chess master, and Jerry K. These three dudes next to each other, guaranteed laughter.
That's correct. Now I wanna ask you, I know you said you would give me a cue and kind of voice. I'm in a fucking stabbing mood. Okay. I've already tore up my bedroom, broke all the furniture before this show. I was playing fucking Metallica while doing it, watching porn. I was getting all ready for this. Okay. Okay.
But actually, this is some serious shit. If you want to do things like this, you have to get yourself in the right mood. And I honestly tell you, I'm not kidding. But before I go on a show like this, I usually would listen to certain music, certain songs that I used to listen before I came on RRR or did my own live streams. It puts me in a certain mood. And I believe you do the same. And by the way, I just want to say this to the audience and to WTF itself. You established yourself as a hate/drama live streamer in a record-breaking time. I think nobody else has done that before because you started out as a guy who came on different live streams. And I am surprised by myself. I'm surprised that you reached over 100 subs already. And when you go online, announced, you get a number of around 50 people listening to you at any time throughout the live stream. And that is top performance. That these are great numbers because I was looking around at all these bigger channels and I saw that they actually only get a few hundred views, and when they do live streams they get 12, 15, 18, 20 maximum people who listen to them. So having 50 people here regularly throughout the whole week, throughout every day of the week that we did these live streams, that is very, very, very good news. So I just want to say congratulations. You are doing the right thing here.
Well, I just decided. All of you guys know I've been in for many years, back 6, 7, 8 years, even watching in the background. And my first live was with Popeye, and I got the bug from there. And I started going after Bama. I started attacking him. And another thing out there for Bama, how does it feel? Well, you know what? I don't think you have feelings, but anybody that would trust their child around this humpback skull fucker, Okay, he's got a video out there of him looking over in a cafe to a young girl. Now, that is the scum of the earth. I can't think of any fucking thing that disgusts me. Period. I
I
mean,
agree.
I,
Yeah.
I mean, especially doing it to a young local in the Philippines, a Filipina. I mean, that's disgusting. I, I don't care. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I also found it disgusting. And it's actually a video that I have never seen before, but when I saw it, I changed my position on Bama a little bit. Before, I rather took a non-interest standpoint, let it go. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
But now I feel, I hope, let's put it this way, I hope Impos follows through with these legal issues, and I hope that authorities finally fucking wake up and do what they are supposed to do to start doing their fucking job. Because we can blame Bama on all of this all day long, but to be honest, as a citizen of this country, the authorities have let down the citizens of this country for way too long. They always look the other way, and I do not know exactly what is going on, what takes them so fucking long to do their job. Okay,
Right.
and that's
Right.
that's that's the other side of the problem here. So, and since they're not listening, it's not worth to go on a fucking rant about them, but please do your fucking job and kick that guy out or put him in prison. There's only option one or option two, but this cannot go on like this, because if this just goes away, and I'm afraid it will, and nothing
Hmm.
will happen, then this is equal to joke. Okay, complete fucking failure of the system and the authorities. That's just it. We have a fucking disappointment.
Exactly. Hey, thank you, Popeye. But I'm going to do something totally unexpected. I vaguely brought this up to Aloe, but I'm just going to say it the way it is. Okay. Bad gal life. Okay. I'm a straight shooter. I don't respect you. I think you're actually a fucking retarded mole. Okay. You will never set foot on this fucking channel again. I don't like people that fucking overtalk people. I'm tired of it. Okay. I tried to deal with you for a while because you're an arch enemy. So you want to attack us? You're more than welcome. But fucking the breather, as what you're called, you can stay over there in Baguio. You can do your own shit with your crew. You can suck dick with JW. You can do whatever you want to do, but you're no longer welcome. You don't even fit remotely in the category of being hate. It's almost like that's all, folks. I mean, fuck. I don't know what was that perfect analogy, hello, earlier. We were talking. Oh, you did it.
Hello,
Yeah.
everybody. Well, I 100%, I 100% understand where you're coming
Yeah.
from with this, because the breeder, or Eric, or Baguio Drama Club, he
Mm,
is a very unique personality, and what you just mentioned is that he
mm,
usually talks over people, or sometimes misses the point, or somebody just said misses the temperature in the room. I think he put it that way, and I think that's a perfect
yeah.
way to describe it. And I
That's one of
absolutely
the reasons,
understand that.
honestly, not sorry to talk to you. It's one of the reasons why I had a problem going on his show. I just fought it, fell asleep, found an excuse. I just I know what he did, and I know he has some responsibility with that video that came out on me, because in the corner it says Baguio Live. So and Frank kind of zoomed in on that for a reason. I'm not fucking stupid. Okay. So
Yeah, I've seen that.
the
Yeah, where he
yeah.
zoomed into the corner. Yeah, I understand that.
eh, eh,
Personally, personally, I think for this format here, and that's my opinion about it.
Hmm.
Personally, I believe that for this format here, Eric is probably not the right fit, and I absolutely agree to that because I also
Yeah.
read the comments, saw the reactions and stuff like that. The reason why I like going on Eric's show though is, and that's
Hmm.
and I think he is listening to this right now. I just like um fucking with him. You know, it's just
Yeah.
ever since. I mean, he did shows once on his live stream, and we all were fucking with him. Said, Eric, we can't understand you. Can you talk a little bit louder? We can't hear you. And we did it over and over and over again until he was just fucking done and said, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. And the next day he would do it again, but then he would tell us he just got himself a new headphone. And everything was actually perfectly fine with the first headphone, but he just went out there, got himself a new headphone. I just like fucking with Eric. I don't know. I just enjoy that. But you are absolutely right. I'm with you on that. As far as this format
Well,
is concerned, is not the right fit.
well, let me just say it this way, okay? I understand where you're coming from and that you like to go over there. And if he can't take constructive criticism of being honest, I've always been a straight shooter. I'll say it the way I feel, and if you don't fucking like it, you can get the fuck off the show. You know, it doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. But I had to suck up my pride and I allowed the breather on this show. And it's not that I hate him. I mean, I think he's retarded, but I also think that he diminishes the value of what the show is meant to be. He doesn't fit. I mean, the guy acts like when he wants to interrupt when people are, oh, no, wait, wait, you know, and I fucking, uh, I, I, I just can't handle that. So no more. This show or is only going to have the big players, the guys that are all about hate, and the guys that want to come here and listen to it. You're more than welcome. This is what we're about, and I don't have no. I respect people of military, but I do not show or do not have respect for someone that steals valor. You start mentioning that you're some fucking general in the army and you're all this, then when it gets to that fucking level, you're fucking a piece of shit. And that's it. You just fucking be honest and say, don't, you know, the best thing is don't say nothing at all. That's usually what vets do. Don't fucking boast all your shit. And anybody that wants to fucking display a DD214 live, it's got serious bolts. I mean, no guy does that. And that's
I
it.
think
That's all
I
I got
think
to
he
say.
got very. I think he is very triggered about this whole shit here. Else he wouldn't really
Yeah.
attempt to come
Yeah.
out with an explanation. Because look, you can't have it both ways. Either we are very irrelevant and don't matter, and we are like faceless cowards, and then you don't talk about us. But why would you do a show about what he heard on this live stream, on these live streams uh, on here? Why would you even address that? Up to the point that you fucking print out some military documents and explain it point by point by point. That really tells me, A, you are fucking riled up about this, and B, these guys here got under your skin. And that's very valuable, by the way, because I did not know that. I did not know how sensitive he was about that military issue. And I don't forget stuff like that because my
Yeah.
policy has always been once you figure out what somebody cares about,
Hmm.
that's where you go and you hit as fucking hard as you can over and over and over and over again. That's the strategy here. And now I know that's one of the things he cares about. And you should never show that, at least not online, not on live streams. And I think we have a strategy here. We will build it around that. This was a very
Exactly.
good show.
Yes.
And I think we are moving in the right direction here. I expect him to fucking lose his fucking temper over this shit again. He'll probably
Yeah.
go live again over the weekend. We will address this.
Yep, and I just want to say is please continue to give us quality content so we can fucking bash you.
There's actually all kinds of people to come to us right
Yes.
now. I mean, I had a dude from the UK who sent me some info on what is going on Bohol. Other guys contact me on through my email, Facebook account, leave messages. I would
Right.
like to encourage everybody out there, if you have some info issue you want us to talk about, come to us, leave messages. You can do it on my channel, you can do it on WTF's channel here,
Yep.
or you can contact me on Willem Aloysius de Winter on FB, or under Alo de Winter 1725 at protonmail.com. You find that email also on my channel. Don't hesitate, we will get back to you. Once we verify the stuff, we will take a look at it. And if you got something interesting to share, don't hesitate, reach out to us.
Okay. I want to thank all the viewers. I want to thank all the supporters, all the guys that are in the background. Alu, awesome work. Alo, thank you for coming on. Also, Pai Pai. I don't know why I always say that, but Popeye. What a dipshit! Can't believe he showed his TD214. I have to agree with that. I mean, I knew right there that this guy just fucking lost many bolts. No one does that shit, and I ain't showing my shit to no one. I don't give a fuck who they are. I mean, I think mine is secured in a safe deposit box, the original at least, and I fucking didn't show that to hardly anybody. That's just part of my life. So think what you want. I don't give a fuck. You can eat the shit out of my ass crack. So that's all the way I feel about it. That's it. So, all right, Alo, we can talk in the back for a minute, but thank you all you guys for showing, and we'll see you tomorrow on our normal
Thank you
show.
very much. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
And thanks to the guys who tuned in. Thank you very much. Catch you on the next one.
Thank you, guys.